Easter's a-coming. And while that means those disgustingly sugary, awesome Peeps and candy and a little plastic grass, sometimes like when I was in this, in my day and age, the Easter basket had that little plastic grass stuff or any type of things like that. Candies, stuff like that, things lying around that could pose a danger to our pets. Here to discuss the dangers of Easter, dun, 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 is Dr. Jaimie Ronchetto from Cinema Veterinary Center, located on Cinema Drive in beautiful downtown Valencia. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, that was a good way to start it. Am I right? We made it sound like a horror movie.
Drama.
But seriously, and we kind of have our holiday discussion, but true that there is a lot of stuff that our pets shouldn't have, and especially instructing kids, they get the little things not to feed them as well, right? Because there's candy and there's things.
I definitely think it's important to still have the discussion. You know, we might not think about so many dangers at Easter time, but you know, if you have especially small children and if the Easter bunny still comes and hides eggs, you know, the plastic eggs especially filled with candies and things like that, then dogs can potentially find those Easter eggs before your kids do and get into them. And chocolate is toxic to dogs, as well as cats, and can be very dangerous. You know, there's lots of sugary candies at this time of year, and they're not good for our pets.
Yeah, what might be a wonderful treat for us is not too good for our pets, as well as, like I mentioned, the little plastic grass or anything you fill Easter baskets with that cats can get into, especially love to chew on that little stuff.
They like that stringy grass-like stuff, and that can potentially, you know, if they ingest that on accident, that can cause a foreign body and be really dangerous too.
That's called bringing your kitty to Dr. Jaimie Ronchetto and having her perform surgery to remove sedents in some cases.
That's no fun at all.
So we've got that. So just have the discussion. Also make sure if kids are going to have it, because dogs, I noticed when my buddy was a puppy, he was about 6 months old, and I took him to this Christmas event to kind of get him socialized, and he kept snaking cookies out of this little girl's hands about 2 years old. So dogs can do that very easily. So when you're maybe having the kids have their little treats and stuff, make sure they're up and out of the way of the pets.
Absolutely. Dogs are very good at finding the weakest link.
That's true.
You know, and getting all they can from them.
They're
very sneaky.
Yoink, as they say.
You know, at Easter dinner, same thing. You know, if you're having turkey or if you're having ham, ham especially might be too fatty or rich. So they don't need to have their own special plate of Easter dinner.
Right, and at the very least, dogs that have indigestion, they will, for lack of a better term, suck the air out of the room in a certain way, and at the very worst, it can cause some serious distress from a digestive standpoint, which again can be even worse on your Easter evening. I want to talk though, and this is the time of year, bunnies and little chickens or babies are so cute. Easter is part of kind of the original idea of the fertility. It's spring in the air, so we have little bunnies and we have little chickens and little ducks and things that people think are cute pets. But the idea to give them as gifts specifically because it's Easter is kind of something you really need to think about.
Yeah, I mean, you should take the time and think about if it's really an appropriate gift and if it's going to be properly cared for in the future. It's not a throwaway item, just like any other pet, you know. So bunnies especially can live a very long time. You know, bunnies, if they're taken care of properly, can live to be 8-10 years old, depending on the breed. The little chicks and duckies, I don't think are as much of a problem out here. I mean, I could be wrong, but I know a lot of the neighborhoods around here don't allow for those particular kinds of pets.
Keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind. So zoning and, you know, that could be an issue. But bunnies, because they can have such a long lifespan and they are particular, you know, they do take special care. You want to make sure that would be a very wanted and well cared for gift if given.
And maybe do a little bit of reading up because as letting them out, they do like to chew on things to keep their little teeth.
Yes, bunny proofing is definitely necessary.
And so keep that in mind as far as that goes. Yeah, chicken's not always the best because especially you get a rooster, it turns into a rooster. Guess what's going to happen about 5 o'clock in the morning?
Your neighbors will not appreciate it. Yes.
So make sure and even if that is something that you think is an appropriate gift, make sure that your area is zoned for it. There may be areas there are probably maybe some areas in Newhall, especially Acton, but again, is it the appropriate gift? And just because it's Easter and cute, they grow up to be adults.
We still see them winding up in shelters all the time after Easter.
And that's and if you are going to get a bunny, you might want to check the shelters first before you go out and go to downtown LA or something. I know some of those places have them in massive amounts of baby bunnies in little cages and stuff like that. And it's kind of a sad thing. So check your shelters first, always. Cinema Veterinary Center, located on Cinema Drive in beautiful downtown Valencia. Very easy to get to, right off of Valencia Boulevard. Cinemavet.com. Phone number?
661-253-9300.
Outstanding service. So good luck, and remember, Easter coming up. Keep the candy out of your pets' way. They don't need any of that. Yes. So thanks again so much for stopping by, Doc.